cooks in the city, man. They call her Madalyn. I forgot her. Ariana Hall. That girl knows she can cook, man. Hall. H-A-L-L.
So it's not Ariana Hall.
Nah, it's a different Ariana.
She jacked you up, Denise.
Like an Egyptian temple. Her body language read like hieroglyphics, translated into every human tongue. And heaven knows I wanted to enter into her temple and read her words. Allow her eyes to pull me in sensuously, sweeping me off my feet, drowning myself in her smile seductively.
Thank you, Jesus. Your work's not done just because you made it.
This is SWINGFIELD. The story of people trying to make their way in life and trying to get ahead.
Good morning. Welcome to the Spoken Word. I'm your host, Bishop Talbert Swan II. And as usual, we'll be telling it like it is through cultural idioms and nuances that shape the order, ethos, and chaos of the African American experience. Words have their own vitality. They shape their own consciousness, create their own context for interpreting social and spiritual reality. The spoken word contains the power to reshape the landscape of society. 5 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Be with you up until 10 o'clock hour. Got a power-packed hour. It's going to go real quick. Call a friend, call somebody, tell them to tune in right now. Give us a call at 413-736-2781.
That would have never came up. They had no other justification to substantiate not supporting this young woman's appointment.
Now, Denise, my understanding is the president of the city council called the mayor and requested that he remove her name.
I was sitting in the room when the call came through. And so, when Council President Fenton, he called the mayor and he said to the mayor, I want you to know that the Roe nomination is not going to go through. We have the votes. So the mayor said, I am not withdrawing her. What is your justification for blocking her vote? And the response was, you know why. And so the mayor said she has a master's degree, she's a resident, she's qualified, and I am not withdrawing. And that was all documented in Mass Live.
So it's pretty clear. The whole qualification argument goes out of the window. That this was a politically motivated action, and that the city councilors were backing one of their own in terms of attempting to block this young lady's nomination. So it was never really about process. It was never about the mayor removing those three because they brought up opposition to the MGM issue, which I thought probably would have been a good justification had that actually been the motivation.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like that was the motivation. So let's fast forward. Things have gone back and forth in the newspaper. Some of us have weighed in on the issue. Now comes the day at the city council meeting where they're going to actually take the vote. Run me through that. I was not there. I was out of town. I have watched the video. But run me through what happened on that particular
Before
day.
I do that, I gotta back it up.
Okay.
About a week before that, I get this angry phone call from the political consultant, Ryan McCullum, or whatever his name is. Everything, and he was telling me
Who's political consultant?
He represents a number of the city councilors on the current council.
All right.
And his conversation mirrored the same speech that we received from Justin Hurst. Ryan calls me up. He says, "Look, man," he said, "the bottom line is people are upset with you, D, because you've only been supporting young black candidates. You went against all the standing incumbents." He's like, just about every issue, people are mad at you because you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
How dare you support young black people, Darryl?
I was appalled. I'll never do it again. I'm guilty. So
how dare you?
This happens. Then I find out that it's like half the issue. Again, which is why I have an issue with Henry Tways and I have an issue with some of the other counselors. It's like, if you have an issue with me, deal with me. Let's not go after our young folks who want to get involved in this political process. It's our job. We have responsibility. The minute we wake up and we realize that we have some semblance of knowledge, some working knowledge of how the political process works, we have responsibility to pass this information on. So when I get a phone call, Ryan, and some young black woman or a young black man says, "I want to learn more about this process and I want to get involved," I have no other choice but to do due diligence. And that's what I did. So you can go back and tell your clients, I will do it again during the next election. Let's be really clear. So fast forward to the city council thing. First of all, there were a number of conversations with councilors about this situation. We just wanted to educate them, to let them know that the only requirement was residency. I had one black councilor who says, "Well, I don't know. I still have to do my homework. I have research to do." There's no research. Would you like the information on that particular commission? No. Well, how are you going to do research, brother, if you don't have the information? Then I had a conversation with Justin Hurst, who goes, "Well, D, I don't know because, I don't know about her qualification." Brother,
I think you should do stand-up.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, man.
I know, exactly. Yeah, the voice thing. I want him to do me.
Talking to me without speaking, snatching the keys to my soul intensely. She was Medusa to my Samson. She had me intoxicated, entranced, spellbound I was. When she spoke, I heard the earth singing softly, lovingly, injecting thoughts that would make me blush with embarrassment. What I wanted to do to her as she slowly crossed her legs, allowing me to see what her body was thinking underneath that short skirt, no panties, allowing her thighs into an already tempting scenario. Damn.
She jacked you up, please.
Space rider, where you think you're going? Is it somewhere I can follow? Somewhere crazy, a place where I can breathe free. Yeah, just be me. Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, at some point, B-roll the dolls on the desk. Okay.
Those are the new books coming out. Those are new characters.
And can you refer to them? When you
Savannah and Gertrude? Sure.
At some point, and that'll prompt her to get some footage.
Okay.
Ready? In 3. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun. A-roll rolling. B-roll rolling. All right. In 3, 2.
Hi, I'm Elena Laster, the president of Betty Laws Fights Back Incorporated. This is my baby. I've been doing her for a while, and I just want to get her out and continue getting the message out. We cover a lot of topics. We try to talk about anti-bullying, which is our favorite. Then we talk about domestic violence and drugs and alcohol. All of those items are important to today's community and to our children. And if we're going to save them, we've got to arm them with plenty of education and knowledge. And if we don't do that, I don't think we fulfilled our bill. So we have a talented board members. Each one has their own expertise. We have one who does just the decorating and the signs and putting the whole program together for a show. We have one who is a marketing specialist. She goes out to the hotels and venues. Then we have another one who does the writing and the artwork. So we just have a lot of good members. We have an attorney who keeps us legal. He makes sure that we do everything by the book, and he's hard on me. We have an accountant. We have a treasurer. And it's a family matter, and we've now incorporated new people to help us. That's Solo Productions with Mr. Clint Forte, and did I pronounce your name correctly? Yes. And of course, Mr. Patterson. And I have this young lady over here. I'm just getting to know her. And your name is?
Crystal.
Crystal. And so we have a dynamite members in our community. And I'm just going to try to keep it moving here. So what we're doing now, we have a lot of things scheduled for this year. We have the push-up contest. We also have, it's a donation for campsite. And what has happened is we lost our marketing person last year due to cancer. He was diagnosed June, died in September. So in honor of his name, we'd like to be able to send some kids to camp. I don't know how many because we're going to be looking for funds. And then we'll have applications available for parents who would like to fill out the applications. So it's very easy, you know, your name, address, where you go, what you do, and something about your child. And then the boardman will vote on how many kids, depending on how much money we get in. That's the big thing.
I dream dreams of her when I'm awake. Crazy visions of lovers' bliss. Walks in the park, an enchanting kiss. Romantic tales with a mysterious twist. And then I see her, and I think to myself, would I, could I, try?
We need to know exactly what those facts are. And let me start with the mayor's chief of staff and the mayor's aide, who have repeatedly run black candidates against black incumbents for seats on both the school committee and the city council, and have yet to run a white candidate against a white incumbent, continuously dividing our community.
I get there though, but it's like, you know, for these folks to stand up in the meetings and chastise that audience and then make it appear as if there were no conversations. I'll be honest, the only one I did not have a conversation with was Henry Twiggs. And after what I heard, and I know it was true because I trust the sources who were in the room, the folks that he directly communicated to, I just couldn't bring myself to talk to him because I know how I am as a man. So I couldn't, because I didn't want to get into an argument with him because I respect the elder statesman based on all the work he's done over the course of the last 60 years. So I want to just get that out there. I did not have a conversation with him, but during Melvin's speech, Melvin gets up and he starts saying, when he started
Melvin Edwards,
City Councilman Melvin Edwards,
Ward 3.
Am I going too fast?
Who is the only one that we know of that had been supportive from the
very beginning.
So what folks saw that night was not how it was supposed to go down.
Right.
You know, and so Darryl alluded to the fact about people being chastised. I'm sitting there thinking I'm in the twilight zone when I'm listening to counselors chastise the community for showing up to support this young black woman and accuse us of why should you all come out because this is a trivial issue. To call her appointment and what was happening to her trivial, I think was disrespectful to Victoria, and it was disrespectful to us as a community. So when you have a city councilor that says that Darryl and I choreographed.
So let's
And she commented that the snaps on her bra irritated her back, and that in order to relax she would need to remove it in my presence. And the last thing I needed was to see her beautiful brown breasts that called to me like food for the hungry, water for the thirsty.
shot in a kitchen format, right? But with the board members coming, bringing in that maturity and information, you know, in different spots throughout, right? It will probably be shot predominantly in studio, probably in front of green screen, some of it, right? But for reports and events and other stuff, shot on location out in the city to bring a different flavor, okay? Make the show look a little bit more realistic, right? Rather than a cable TV show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which would appeal to the kids. Where's Rhonda?
She's doing her thing.
Okay, I'm thinking that Rhonda as Betty Laws should pop in as Betty Laws all the time. You know, popping in, giving, you know, tips and this and that and the other, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just we can have fun with it. And I would like for everybody to have input, creative input, rather than just be my flavor, because I might miss some stuff. I can't think of everything, but everybody has different ideas. You know what I mean? And no ideas, you know, any one idea isn't destined to not work. So don't be scared to bring the idea. You know what I mean? We like roll with it. We can have fun, right? With this thing, yes sir.
No, Rhonda's Betty Laws.
She's Betty Laws. She's in makeup and character.
You didn't know that,
You would know.
right?
No, I'm just
convinced me, man. You couldn't tell me that was the same.
No, that's a good fit. But I just want to add something. I'm not, I always comment on because
you're that kind of guy.
The guy. But I think Nate brings up a good point about segments that you guys bring in, especially if the board's responsibility is raising money. After these segments are shot, maybe Nate can put a little information together and you can go around and pitch this to different businesses on the different shot segments that you have shot. So I think when even a board member, even if you don't want to do it, I think you should participate in that, because different segments, and he will put that together for you. You can actually solicit people in Springfield and Western Mass area on different funding and help you guys out.
So it's all about bringing Betty Laws and the campaign to the next level, into technology stage, and getting that visual representation, right? Because it's some great artwork, and we're probably going to improve on it once we find another artist, right? And we can just run with it and have fun. No idea is too small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No idea is too small. This last. You laughing at me? No. You laughing at me? This last year we have some more information that the board wanted to see. I don't know if you want to do it now or whatever.
Well, I'll just give it all to me.
Okay, I don't know what's in order because Clint put that together, but it should be the script for the commercial. The commercial, okay. Right? In which Mr. Andrew Keaton over here, big guy in the table. He will be overdosing on heroin.
This is our big deal here.
Oh my God,
I know, right?
White people, now you know this problem would have been fixed already.
It would have never gotten to that point.
They wouldn't have allowed it.
You see, somebody on Facebook, right? Somebody on Facebook said, they can't believe that it's happening. They need more proof, right? So I said, look, man, I can't believe you asked that question or made that statement. You need to check your mindset, right? Steering towards, this guy just, give white people automatically the benefit of the doubt. Okay.
Why though? The years and years and years and years of how the white culture has treated black people, why are we giving them the benefit of the doubt when in Flint we have poison water? Now, if it was in the white community, and this year I'm not voting, because to me, history shows that no matter how we vote, it's not going to benefit us. I truly believe that we need to build our own.
So, how did you feel when that attack came on you, as the black chief of staff?
Well, the black chief of staff, Denise Jordan, was laughing. And, people were standing around me and they were looking at me like, and I was like, I can't believe it, and I thought it was to be honest with you, I thought it was kind of sad because you're sitting here watching this young brother implode in front of our whole community. So to think that you're going to sit in a room full of community folks and chastise two people of color because they dared to support a young person who had aspirations and dreams of being a public servant, I thought that was absolutely crazy. And so people were asking me to comment about it, and my thing was, I always remember like this I call it a cardinal rule. Mr. Thomas always said this: you never argue in public with a fool, because the public may not be able to tell between the two of you.
Well, Einstein said, never argue with a fool because they will bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. I'm not calling them, disclaimer, I'm not calling Justin a fool. I think he's an intelligent
well, I'm just saying,
I was just quoting Einstein.
Yeah, but
you go ahead.
That's my summation. And so, for me, I'm like, I don't have to defend myself. And people were asking me how I felt about it after the fact as I've been traveling through the community. And I said, when I thought about it, if the person that attacked me was an active, visible, hardworking, innovative person that had ideas and that was in touch with the community, I might have got my feelings hurt. But to be attacked by someone who can't name 5 events that they've done just in this month, it rolled right off my back because I know what I do and I know what you don't do, and so do the people in the community. So I almost need to thank him, because as I've traveled about the community, the support, the calls, the emails that I've received have basically, kind of solidified what I already know. And I just appreciate the fact that people respect my work, and nobody was feeding into that, because that was just, to me, a desperate plea for attention. It was so much hypocrisy in it all that it just, to me, to make those accusations, when you really look at it, Bishop, he said, we do multiple candidates, right? Mm-hmm. How about this? They're still harping on school committee. Although, they're saying in the paper that thing that, I'm holding a grudge and I'm being petty. Well, I'm not still talking about it. You're interviewing this gentleman about the success of his company, and then you sneak this in about an election that happened almost 2 years ago. We won. It's over. We have moved on. Obviously, they haven't. So you took this opportunity for Miss Rose's confirmation to come from me, which, again, Darryl talked about being a man. Everybody knows where I am. You could have had a conversation with me. I talked to my dad. He didn't even want me to come on the show because he has a thing about airing dirty laundry from our community in public. We don't do that. But for me, I wanted to be here because I needed the public in my community to know that it's very disturbing for an elected official to stand before our community and say, I'm going to give you all the facts, and then to not give the facts, but to give a warped sense of your opinion and to basically say misleading statements. Mayor Sarno supported him and his bride. I didn't. So to say that the mayor has influence on what we do and co-signs, that's out the window. Multiple candidates, Dr. Calvin McFadden is the one person. I didn't give money for Victoria Rowe. I didn't hold signs for her. But at the end of the day, you want to chastise me and Darryl. Ask this question. Why don't you name one black candidate, successful or unsuccessful, that you have ever supported other than your wife and your mother?